Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show. It's the Analyst Desk. Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show where every day feels like game day, bro. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Analyst Desk. It is me, Jacob Moore, sports analyst, and I'm joined by the man with many talents, the man who is surprisingly not wearing a hat. It's Mr. More for your money.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Analyst Desk. We're so happy to have you here. We appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Too bad you guys aren't monetized. Well, you know, we are working on potentially doing a Patreon, JP Power from Windsor. So if it is something you're interested in, let us know. And we are looking at doing some potential of that down the road. Talking to the Leafs, we did get almost a football score with final. Maybe you mean some XFL. Maybe you mean Toronto FC. Their season has got underway. Hamilton Forge's season got underway. It's a busy time in the sports world. And welcome back to the Desk Wilder. Long time no see. I missed you.
Yeah.
I missed you.
And thank you to both of you. You know, we appreciate the support, and we get the opportunity to get money on here. We really appreciate that as well. So thank you so much, JD Power of Windsor. And thank you so much, Wilder, for coming back. Great to have you back. So thank you, everybody.
Welcome back. We have a lot. We actually have a decent amount to talk about tonight. We had some.
Yeah, a lot happened today in the NHL.
We did a pregame for the Jays, so we are going to talk some Blue Jays. We got to take a closer look at the playoff picture. You would think by now we'd start to have a better idea on what the heck's going on in the playoffs. We don't. We have no clue, but we're still going to break it down. And, you know, we got to talk about a big win for Montreal, hitting 100 points. Congratulations to the Montreal Canadiens.
Let's go.
That's a big milestone, I think, when you look at that rebuild progressionally.
Huge.
Did miss the 2-point convert. Very true. Montreal won. I listened to the whole game in French. Bonjour, mes amis. That's all the French I got.
What do we say?
Montreal gets a big win in a shootout. Tank Nation. Hey, you know, I don't think the Leafs quit tonight. I will give them that. Welcome back, Fun Fish. It's just Dan and I tonight. Are you upset with us? You want more? I can, like, you know what? We'll see. Maybe, just maybe, there'll be a way that more of Moores can be on the screen. It is possible, Fun Fish, that one of these days you will see even more of me on the screen. Like, it's possible. You never know.
It's very true.
Anything's possible for a possible.
Anything's possible when Timothy goes to school. Ding!
But that's enough of that. Go Jays, go. Hey, yeah, hopefully, the Jays can start to turn things around. We have some interesting topics to talk about there. Well, we know one thing about the playoffs. No Leafs. Very true, Chris. No.
Welcome back, Chris. Oh, so I say, who cares?
Give me more. You got more. You got more of me. No, Lane is hanging out with the Fam Jam. The best two guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Voila.
You did see the Jacob twins there.
Yeah.
Dan.
Anything's possible
when Timothy goes to school.
Ding.
But I think quickly to touch on the Leaf game, tough night for Joseph Woll overall. I mean, the third period was horrendous. Thank you very much, Wilder. We appreciate how much you love the show. Always happy to be doing these great shows.
Thank you.
I thought the third period. Dan, what was your assessment on the Leaf game tonight? Like, I mean, they certainly showed some fight.
Oh, boy. I mean, I give the guys who are here a lot of respect. I think the biggest positive of this is funny answer I have is Easton Cowan. And I haven't been a big fan of Easton Cowan since the World Juniors with Canada. He did play tremendous in London Knights Memorial Cup win. But this year in the beginning, he wasn't that good. I'm like, why did we draft this guy? But then after the Gunas and Austin Matthews situation, Easton Cowan has really stepped it up. The Cowboy, even though he's not a big tough guy. If he can gain another 10 pounds of muscle in the offseason, this guy would be very serious force to be working with. And if he got 25 points or so far this season, 20.5 days, if we could get like 10 more pounds on him and, 15 goals, 30, 40 points, he would be a really nice two-way 6 to 9 forward, and nothing wrong with that. I'm really impressed with him. And you got to give John Tavares a lot of respect, too. 830th goal season for JT of the 6, I like to call him. And I got his jersey up here. I really think he should be the captain of his team. When everyone else is giving up, he's lead by example to, show the fans, give them what they want. And, we've been hard on Easton Cowan. On Matty Knives this year, but he's got a career year. And the other guy I wanted to quick shout out to is Stephen Lorentz. I've seen some other people in the Toronto media saying, oh, this guy's got to step it up. Whoa. He's a fourth liner penalty killer, dude. He reminds me of Matt Stays in the early 2000s. They're like, oh, Matt Stays needs more. He played very little ice time and killed penalties, right? And this is what Stephen Lorentz reminds me of. I love this guy. And
here's David.
Yeah, David. You want this team to lose. Welcome back, Dave. It's a draft pick, but it's nice to see the guys play with some fight.
Since Matthews went out, they woke up the beast, or should I say the coach woke up the beast. Now, interesting fact, It's not just been the Leafs. Fighting is up almost 30% since that Austin Matthews situation across the league. And look, at the end of the day, the team is a better team with Austin Matthews on it. He's an elite player, although he hasn't played like that this season necessarily. But I still think you can take a game like this and at least be like, look, the boys haven't quit. And I think that's important. I do agree with Funfish saying the defense was horrendous and goaltending was bad. The offense was great, though. I thought Robertson had a really good game. Tavares.
Never one, yeah.
I think Easton Cowan, he might be that top 6 forward you're looking for next season. I still think they need more. I still think Jonathan Huberdeau is going to be a Maple Leaf next season. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I still think that's the move. We got to get some more comments. It's sad that takes your captain being out in the last month of the season, plus no acting. True. It is. It's tough.
Well, it proves that I was wrong that the players do care of Austin Matthews, The fact that they did also some hoops, I mean, still respect him. Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good, Dan. But yeah, Cowan needs to play physical. I agree with that. Ever since Easton Cowan is, you know what it is? I think now that the season's over, Easton Cowan is just out there playing the way he did in London.
Yeah.
He's not so worried about making a mistake, and he's just going out there and playing hockey.
He's playing the cowboy we all love.
Welcome back to the desk, Connor Chill.
Yeah.
You boys better pray. Praying is good. It is Easter weekend that the Sabres don't win a series. Otherwise, if they do, it'll be 5-2 against just since the lockout. You know what? I will say this. I actually hope Buffalo goes on a run. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that fan base deserves it. I mean, you got the Buffalo Bills who keep crashing and burning.
They made the moves on deadline.
I guess the Bandits pretty good in lacrosse. But Buffalo's been a tough city for sports. It'd be nice to see them get it going. Welcome back to the Desk, Ontario Secret. Let's go. Leafs, baby. Love them or hate them. Absolutely, Dennis. I got to agree. Couldn't agree with you more.
100%.
David and the B18 had a turbo I like.
Oh, nice. There you go. B18. VTEC kicked in, bro. That's a legendary motor, the B18. The old 90s Honda Civics. Did you ever roll those cars back in high school, Jacob?
I do.
Yeah.
The young kids aren't playing perfect hockey. I agree. Now they can be themselves, which again is sad that it took the end of the season. I do agree with that, but
yeah,
I think it was too. It didn't help that like when they made one mistake, they'd be benched for the whole game. You got to understand when you have young players like Cowan and Grew and Quinlan now up, they're going to make some mistakes, and that's okay, right? Like, go ahead, Dan.
Speaking of young players, I have a Gasso ass.
Whoa, ho, 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 ho. Yeah, there is. Yes. Or is it ass?
You're lying.
Gasso ass. Jacob Quinlan does not have it.
I hate to say it, I'm going to go gas with you on this. I like Jacob Quinlan. I think he's one of those guys that is a little too good for the AHL, not quite good enough for the NHL. He's in that really weird in the middle spot. I actually don't think he's a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization next season. I think he moves on.
And that's what I'm saying. I hate to say this because we've been strong supporters of the AHL. Jacob and I, we've gone some Toronto Marlies games. We love them. And Jacob Quinlan is great as a Toronto Marlie. Yeah, let's go, Funfist. But, as the NHL level, now I get he's getting less ice time now. But there was a time where he was a third line center getting, 9-10 minutes of ice time. Now he's a fourth line getting 4 or 5 minutes. But he's got, 1 assist in 14 games minus player? It's not doing it for me. Great question here.
All right, Dan, I want you to answer this differently than you normally would.
Okay.
Just go. First team that comes to mind. Don't think. Just say it.
Don't think. Just say it. Colorado.
Okay, you're saying Colorado. I'm saying first team. Don't say it. Don't think. Just say it. I am going the Dallas Stars.
Oh,
I think the Dallas Stars will get over the hump.
You see how they both picked the teams with 2 divisions. Yeah.
Would be absolutely hilarious to see if they become the only team from New York to make to the playoffs. Only the Islanders can make it. Yeah, the Islanders.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's crazy not seeing the Rangers and the Devils and all that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that would be a sick setup. Holy cow. If you build that, you're getting like a good, you probably, I don't know, 250, 300 to the wheels. Jacob's reading this comment thinking, I have no idea what any of this means.
I do.
But that's a nice setup.
Might be better on paper with Austin Matthews, but in terms of chemistry, I don't think so. So that's interesting.
Ooh.
It will be, I am very curious to see what happens if Austin Matthews over the offseason. I think that's going to be a very interesting offseason conversation.
We had someone suggesting St. Louis earlier in the day.
You see, Brett Burns, 1,000 games in a row.
Yeah.
Second most NHL history behind Phil the Thrill.
That's right.
McMahon was not an NHLer too. I disagree with you there, Wilder. I think Bobby McMahon, ever since he's gotten more ice time in Seattle, he's absolutely killing it. I love Bobby McMahon.
Seattle, he's getting on over 3 minutes more per game of ice time. Plus, he's on top power play unit. He's got 12 points in 10 games. That's exactly who the Leafs could have had. I said from day one, Knives, Matthews, Nylander, McMahon, Tavares, and Robertson. I don't know why we didn't do that in the beginning. But anyway, let's go.
Oh my gosh, we have a lot of comments coming, which is great.
I tuned on Chrome, so we don't have numbers, but season work. Yeah. Well, let us know when we get some numbers. I'll be sick.
Gotta take it to the dyno.
That's right.
Blue Jackets, 6 losses, and it's funny between the Blue Jackets and the Islanders. Neither one of them want to make the playoffs.
Literally.
By the way, since we are switching gears a little bit to the Blue Jackets game. What a thriller that third period was.1holy cow.
Well, that's we kept going back and forth doing different games.
Kyle Connor with 2 big goals again. Mark Scheifele on pace for 100 points for the first time in his career. I will say this, and I am going full screen because I'm going to get some hate. If the Winnipeg Jets find a way to get into the playoffs, I think they are the deadliest Canadian team if they can find a way to get in.
Ooh,
they have the incredible top 6. They have a really strong defense, even with trading Stanley and Shen. If Connor Hellebuyck can play the way he played in the Olympics down the stretch,
I think you're lying.
This Winnipeg team has the ability. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? I don't know. We'll look at the playoff picture in a little bit, but.
And just quick little shout out too, as we've seen some more automotive talk is coming up in the comments. Spring's coming up, nice weather's coming out, the nice tuner, modified, classic cars will be on the street. So keep all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know.
I'm pretty sure Funfish. I'm just Googling it. I think he's got 3 years left on his deal.
Yeah, he only signed like a 4-year deal, right? 4 or 5 year, I believe. But great question.
I'm looking at Costin Matthews signed a 4-year deal, which began the 2024-2025 season. So actually, he's only got 2 more years.
Yeah, he's halfway done.
Wow.
Now, see, I'm old school. Every time I see AM, I think of AM radio, but I know it's Austin Matthews.
McMahon loves Seattle. Yeah, 8 goals, 4 assists. I think he resigns in Seattle, boys. I've seen a lot of people saying he's coming back to Toronto. I don't think so. No. They are what the Sharks were in the 2010. So much overachieving, but always fall short the last hurdle. Yeah.
True.
How's it going, Lane Dash?
What up, Mr. Dasko?
Habs got the cups. I don't know about Montreal winning the cup this year. I know I've taken some flag about.
I do think I am sorry to disagree with you, Jacob, but brotherly love, I do think the Canadians are the best team. I don't think the Jets are even close. I think Canadians are the best Canadian team. I think the Canadians, regardless if they face Buffalo or Tampa, I do think the Canadians will make it on to the second round.
Okay, but you know what, Dan? No bull bloop. I almost swore there for the first time in Analyst Desk history, but I did not. Do you honestly think Jacob Fowler and Dobis are a Connor Hellebuyck level of goaltender?
No, I do not.
That is why I still think if Winnipeg can get in. And I see we're seeing comments, Jets are done. The Jets suck. But I really feel the way Scheifele and Connor and Iafolo and Velarde are playing and Morrissey, and if Hellebuyck can go on a heater, I think this team could go on a run. Because, funny enough, if they get in the wild card, they might not have to go through. They might be able to go through the Pacific. You don't know. And if they go through the Pacific, all of a sudden, I'm sorry, no one in the Pacific's any good, in my opinion. I'm with you, David. I want the Ottawa Senators to find a way to get in. They had a 4-1 loss today, which really hurts them. Like, really hurts them.
I do have a gas to ask, though.
Well, we have to get to some more comments, though, Dan. I do apologize. We have a lot of comments. We haven't got to them all at this moment. Crosby passes Yzerman for 7.
Yeah, I seen that. Point. Sick, bro.
Jacob needs a 5.3. Hey, I do have a 5.3 LS4 with a stage 2 cam, an upgraded lift, a whole bunch of stuff done to my Grand Prix GXP.
Cat back exhaust quarter intake tuned. It's insane.
Goaltending woes for Montreal. That's how I feel too, Christopher. Yeah. I mean, I've been taking some flack on that over the last couple of days. Okay.
Hopefully for sweet dreams.
Come on. 9, and this is some Montreal goaltending here. 921 save percentage last game, 947 in the match before, and 943 for Dobis. And again, the run these two guys have been on have been incredible. But we've never seen them do it. And I know Fowler is a kid, but even Dobis, he's been hot and cold his whole career. And I think that's a fair statement. If they go in the playoffs and they play phenomenal, I will come on this podcast and be like, guys, I was wrong. These goalies are the real deal. I'm smelling a little Jack Campbell right now. Where like Dan, hear me out. In the regular season, Jack Campbell for Toronto literally broke Curtis Joseph's records. That's how good he was.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Same Andrew Raycroft, a similar situation. But and I'm not saying these goalies are that level. I think these guys, especially Fowler. I've said I think Jacob Fowler is the best goalie prospect in the NHL. Prospect. But I'm just waiting to see. And I'm just saying, and you guys can laugh at me. That's fine. That's A-okay. And maybe,
what's that, fart sound?
And also, I believe this is a new viewer, so welcome
to the Decks. I say that. So welcome to the Decks. And if you love our roundtable discussions, yes, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We are aiming for 200 subscribers now. So thank you so much to all the new people watching it. We love it. And thank you to all the loyal commenters that have been commenting and viewing and liking and sharing. It builds up the algorithm, means we can do more for you. So thank you so much, everybody.
Jack Campbell is in the AHL now, I believe. I know he was in the Detroit American League team. I don't even know.
Very sad to see it go down, but thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Huge help.
Jets suck. How? I agree. They won today and they're right in the crisp of a playoff spot. I agree with you, Funfish.
I don't think they suck. I think they can make the playoffs. In my opinion, the Jets rely too much on Seifert, Connor Fardy. Arguably, probably the best top line in hockey. But besides that, you have no depth this year. Jonathan Taves, it looks like he hasn't played hockey in 3 years. Adam Lowry has 5 goals this year. Cole Perfetti has 12 goals this year. Iafallo has under 10 goals this year. Then you have Josh Morrissey, who's arguably the best defenseman in the league. Maybe I take flack for that, but that's what I think. Then you had some depth, but you traded the depth and trade deadline. So I don't think they suck. I think it can squeeze in. And if Jacob's right, if they squeeze in the wild card position, maybe they can build their way up in the weaker division. But I don't see his team going on a 1-4.
Interesting thing about Jonathan Taves, I would like to point out. Going into the Olympic break, just before the Olympic break, he had like what, 1 goal, couple assists?
Yeah, I think he had like
now has 9 goals, 16 assists for 25 points. He is starting to find his game.
100%.
That's all I'm saying about Jonathan Taves. And look, I just think this Winnipeg team, I think the top end talent and the goaltending can get them there. And again, if Montreal's goaltending proves me wrong, I will be absolutely ecstatic. I even though I'm a Leaf fan, I would love to see Montreal go on a really deep run.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
I would absolutely love it.
Bell Center, the playoffs is an amazing arena.
Nice to have Dan, your Ontario Secrets favorite.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, I did forget my hat, but I had a special hat for this weekend. I forgot it. But
Fowler will be in the NHL goalie in 2 years, but Dobis is on fire this year. Dobis of late has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I think Dobis is good.
Remember, about the first quarter of the year, everyone wanted Dobis out of town. That's all I'm saying. And if he does it in the playoffs, I will come on this desk and I will admit that I was wrong, right? Dan, you forgot your Weenus hat.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what I needed. But, you know what? We have to wait until Lane is on the show. But don't forget, since the Leafs are mathematically LA playoffs, Jacob has to do something crazy on air. But I think Lane wants to see that.
No, and again, like I feel like I've kind of rolled your boat gently down the stream on this on the Dobis situation. I honestly, like I said, I hope he proves me wrong. I really do. I really hope he proves me wrong. I am not completely sold on Jacob Dobis being the guy of all guys with a .904 save percentage. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. I know.
And it's like of late, he's been phenomenal. Yeah. Right? Like you look at his last 5, 953 save percentage, 962 save percentage, 971 save percentage, 973 save percentage, and 921 tonight.
And he has some playoff experience from last year.
To start the year, right? He had in his first 10 starts, he had 6 of them under a 900 save percentage. That's all I'm getting at, right? So time will tell. But oh yeah, absolutely. Toronto's goaltending has been horrendous this year, Gary. I am well aware of that. I've been on here saying that the Toronto goaltending has been nothing but a disappointment. Dan, you got to shake it till you make it. And hey, you guys can think I'm crazy. And again, if the goaltending proves me wrong in the playoffs, I'll be very happy to say it. Leafs are officially eliminated from playoff contention. Too bad Adam isn't on. Yeah, I mean, Leafs were eliminated a couple days ago, right? And we all saw it coming. Well, I didn't as early as Dan did, but that's okay.
I saw it preseason, bro. This team does not have it.
Preds beating the Sharks 2-0 for the last playoff.
Oh, okay. I didn't think Nashville would be here either. Gotta be honest. Give Nashville a lot of credit.
And absolutely, Gary, Toronto's goaltending has been a huge disappointment this year, right? Woe and Stolarz last year was the best tandem in the NHL, arguably, and the stats were there to back it up. This year, the tandem has not been healthy and has been super inconsistent.
But yeah,
there's no end for buts about it.
The only bright spot in the future of his team is Hildebeest.
I get what you're saying about Dobis. No offense. I'm not going to keep going down the same lane on Dobis over and over again. And Fowler, like I've said before, I actually want Montreal to go on a deep run, and I hope they do very well. I still believe in the Poo Jays. I honestly think the Jays will start to figure things out. You're crazy.
Which one of us?
All of us. We're all crazy.
Yeah. Everyone's here crazy.
Toronto start a total rebuild. Or will they commit? Okay, so Dan and I have argued about this profusely.
Yes.
I say the Leafs should retool. Dan said they should rebuild.
We've retooled for a decade, bro. Yeah.
No, they haven't.
This is time for a rebuild.
Why, Dan?
Yes, who cares?
No, but seriously though, why, Dan? Why is it time? Why is it rebuild time now?
Because it's the first time in this retool decade that we haven't made the playoffs, right? So it's like, I think it's time to do that rebuild, and I know it's going to be tough with the guys under contracts and different things like that. But it's like, it's the right thing to let Marner go. I totally agree. But now they let Marner go, you need to replace that asset, and you need different assets to work with the new asset they're going to bring in. We don't know who they're going to bring in, and we don't know what's going to work with those players if they do bring in, right? I just think it's perfect time for a rebuild.
And I think it's a perfect time for a retool when you still have Nyes, Matthews, Tavares, Nylander. If you don't like your goalies, you have Hildeby in the minors, Riley, OEL still under contract. You still have a lot of really good pieces. And I think you can make a move with salary cap to maybe, like I've been saying, I know everyone thinks I'm nuts. That's okay. To go out and get a Jonathan Huberdeau to get Matthews a pure playmaker. I think what they do with the coaching staff will tell us if this team rebuilds or retools.
That's
if Craig Berube stays, it's a rebuild. If they get a new coach, it's a retool. That's my 2 cents on it, but we got to get to a lot more comments. Lane, I will wait until you are on to hit myself with the racket. James Reimer and Dan are smoking dabs. I got to agree.
I want to smoke a dab, but definitely smoke a cigar with him. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Hildeby, funny enough, Hildeby wasn't good in the minors before either, but he came in the NHL, played really well.
And welcome back, Canadian White Trash.
Welcome back, yes. Jays are fine. It's early, but I think LA is sweeping us. I don't know. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the wonderful analyst desk viewers of the world, we have the poll. Is it time for the Leafs to do a rebuild or a retool? We have yes, no, who cares?
Yeah, there you go, Chris.
Chris always says he wants the who cares coming up.
Yeah, here we go.
3 teams in the Atlantic have 100 points this season. Now that's a shock. I think it's more of a shock that 3 teams in the Atlantic have over 100 points and Toronto and Florida are not 2 of them. I think that is more the biggest surprise going into this season.
Holy cow, that's crazy.
Maybe Adam does need to do his laundry. I really do his laundry. Either way, it will end badly. I believe that's talking about the Leafs. This is kind of my point, too. I don't see Matthews and Nyes being okay with a retool.
So let them walk.
They have no moves. It's not that simple, Dan.
Okay, but here's the flip side. They have no moves, but they want to be traded with a no move. You gotta trade them.
He's going to suck another 20 years. I hope not.
Oh, I hope not.
I kind of agree with Dan. I think that was about the retool versus rebuild. Another one here. Depend on what Matthews wants. If he wants to stay, retool. If he doesn't, then I think you got to tear it. I do agree with that, Brandon, 100%.
Yeah,
if Matthews wants to be gone, then I think you have to rebuild because you built this entire franchise around Matthews. It'll just suck to see Jonathan Tavares play his last few years on a rebuilding team. That's all. But
that would suck for Tavares. But what I think Tavares
is bad, like frick off. I mean, I don't know. Nylander's comments was kind of about how he doesn't know about how he'd feel about being in a rebuilding mode. And I don't blame guys like Matthews and Nylander not wanting to be in a rebuilding mode. They're in the prime of their career in theory, right?
I wouldn't want to be in a rebuilding mode.
Matthews will go to a smaller market, an American team. I can see it coming.
Utah. I've been saying it for since Utah moved to the NHL. That's where he's going to go.
I still personally think if Matthews is going anywhere, is going to Vegas to play with Marner again. They can sing Reunited and hold hands and play with each other's puppies. I actually found what Willie said, and it was disrespectful. Guys, I'll be honest. I don't really care what these guys say in the media. And this is someone who works in media. I just like, whatever. I care what they do on the ice.
At least he didn't give the finger.
That is true. I agree with Jacob. Thank you. In case Matthews and Nylander get hot. And that's the thing. Nylander, before the season was a complete wash, was on pace for 115
20 points. Yeah, he's crazy.
And I don't think you can say Matthews' career is cooked. Right?
No, not
I
at all.
Matthews can still be a very, very, very good player in the NHL.
But I want Matthews to 60 goal scorer, not Matthews two-way center.
Then you have to get rid of Berube.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
No one ifs or buts about it. If you want, that's what I say. I think the coaching decision this offseason will tell everyone what's going on. I'm on team rebuild. Welcome, team
Thank
rebuild.
you.
34 wash, 88 is a meathead. Oh, wow.
He's a no, he's not meathead. He's gorgeous.
Funfish, you and Dan seem to agree on this a lot.
Yeah, 100%. They need that. I know you're not going to get a 100-point guy or whatever, but, I said there's so many players that could have got this off. They got Nikolai Ehlers. That was the big obvious one. But look at Victor Arvidsson. There's no one thought of. He signed for $4 million in Boston. He's got over 20 goals and 45 points. Imagine the Leafs had to have a top 6 right now.
Yeah, but Ehlers' start of the year was also terrible, and he's on a team in Carolina where everyone eats. It's a bit of a different situation.
No, but saying Victor Arvidsson would have been perfect for his team.
Victor Arvidsson is not Mitch Marner.
I know. I don't say have replaced Mitch Marner directly, but he needs someone better than Marcelli.
At least Matthews said Matthews is more media trained than Nylander. Nylander just says what's on his mind. I don't care. Matthews said if this team's rebuilding, he's gone.
Mm-hmm. Dan,
would you agree with me on that? If this team's rebuilding, Austin Matthews is not just asking, he's demanding a trade.
100%. 100%.
So no offense, Lane. I get what they say. It's kind of like when your mom says, if you're a really good boy, I might let you eat ice cream after 10 o'clock at night, and then she never did. That's what Austin Matthews is doing there.
Yeah, exactly.
I was disgusted on Willie acting mentally. Again, no offense, guys. I mean, I think when you're asked the same question 50,000 times, eventually you just say what's on your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Brand asked you what Nylander said. Long story short, he basically said if it's a rebuild, he's not staying. Which I don't care what Matthew says. If it's a rebuild, he's not staying.
In fact, I kind of respect him, to be honest. I like seeing people have that competitive edge about them. They want to win a cup. We all said it here on the show. Do you really deserve being in the Hall of Fame about being a Stanley Cup winner, right? So
yes, she would, Lane. Yes, she would.
What was that comment Christopher said?
I just put Lane's comment up, so that was funny. Let's get back to we have a lot of comments we got to get to here.
Thank you, everyone. All the great comments.
We need to see Matthews play under a different coach. Agree. I agree with you, Brandon. Ever notice the players on the Leafs pretend to be in charge? The generation is effed. I don't fully disagree there. But I do want to say one thing about the Nylander thing, and hear me out on this before people get all whatever about it. Fans get so mad when a player doesn't say what they want to do, and then they just walk away at the end of their deal, and teams get nothing for them. Right. Then they get mad when they say straight up, this is the line. If you do this, I don't want to be here. I'd rather just know where the player's at. And you 100%. Could argue that should be behind closed doors. But in Toronto media for the Toronto Maple Leafs, there really isn't any such thing as behind closed doors because the media follows you to go to the bathroom. Like it's just the way it is in Toronto. Yeah. And it's just a different beast, right? So, look, I'm not saying everything Nylander's done is right. He shouldn't be flipping people off. And, the statement he made isn't certainly a great statement and adds fuel to the fire. But at the very same time, these things are going to happen when you continue to ask. Nylander was probably asked that question 10 times over the last 5 days.
Let's put it this
way. Sometimes your guard just gets let down.
Let's put it this way. William Nylander is not a PR type of guy, but he's honest and to the point. Dan needs to kick Son Avery's bike. I'm not kicking Son Avery. That guy beat me up, no problem.
Retool or rebuild depends on MLSC's goal, money or championship. Now, here's the thing, 100%. Though. Tickets, as the Leafs did not sell out. The Leafs have not been selling out every game this year.
No.
They're still making millions of dollars, and I understand that. Sure. But if the fans start to go less and less, then maybe you actually see the Leafs do something.
Mm-hmm.
Lane, do not worry about it. Enjoy the family time. Dan and I are having family time live on the air with everybody.
Yeah.
We in Montreal, the Oilers, the Avalanche, and the Leafs are two-headed monsters. We have six-headed monsters and still have Haig and Zadorov to come. Yeah, I mean, Montreal's got a lot of depth, right? I've said that a lot on this show.
I forgot about Haig and Zadorov.
You have just the easy ones. You got Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Demidov, Hudson. If the goaltending continues to play this well, you have two really good goalies. Still think that's an F. But Montreal does have a lot of depth players. And two, you got guys like Josh Anderson and Brandon Gallagher, who I think have had slower seasons, but I think could potentially have humongous playoffs this year for Montreal. They're playoff guys. And I mean, you also have Noah Dobson. That was a really nice addition for Montreal this offseason.
I think it was the best signing in the offseason of any team.
It was a trade, but yeah.
Oh, my bad. Yes, sorry.
Always liked Arvidsson. Yeah, I like Arvidsson too. I just not necessarily thinking that he's the Mitch Marner type player.
I'm not saying he is.
Good God, 34 believers will never see the light. That's your opinion, Wilder, and you're totally allowed to have that opinion. I personally think Matthews is a good player who just had an off year. I get it's been 2 off years, but I'm a very analytical person, so I look at the difference and what has been the difference in the seasons where Matthews had a lot of success versus the last 2 years where he's kind of been dog doo-doo.
Okay, let me ask you
the biggest difference is coaching.
Let me ask you this.
Dan, just let me finish though. But the biggest difference is coaching. And just to look at it here, where under Sheldon Keefe, excuse me, who was an offensive-minded coach, Austin Matthews scored 60 goals twice. Not a lot of players in the NHL history have done that. Under Craig Berube, he can barely score 40. It's just one of those things. You're getting a bit better defensively to lose 25 to 35 goals a season. It's one of those things. But go ahead, Dan.
Question here, Jacob, Austin Matthews. Regardless if you do look at him as a two-way center or a big goal scorer, blah, 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 do you really think he's a leader? I don't think he's captain material.
Well, no, he shouldn't have been the captain, but this is also the way the NHL is now.
Yeah.
Your best player's the captain. It's not the way it was before.
No.
I flipped my bird up like Willie. There you go. Brandon knows my mom the best. Well, I mean, I'm sure your mom's a lovely lady, Lane. But speaking of Lane, Lane, what happened to family time?
They kicked me out because I was being too loud. So I was watching the show too loud in the room, so I got kicked out. So I was like, I'm going on the show then. But I can't put my camera on. But
Willie needs to grow a pair and keep a damn shirt on, Mr. Tom Cruise. Why are you guys so... Okay, hold on.
Hey, he's no.
Hold on. This is from the same group of people who said I was a nun because I was mad that Kucherov was pissed drunk, shirtless in an interview. I got a point. Kucherov was... I get he won the cup. That was a lot worse than Nylander just being tarps off during interviews. Just saying.
Oh, I should come on the show tarps off someday. I'm sure people would love it.
And Nylander...
I'll slam a case of beer, come on the show with no shirt on.
And Nylander is a total bleep, in my opinion.
Well, welcome from Sweden. Thank you for joining us.
Who will be the new GM? That's a
great question.
I've been hearing some theories on it if you guys are interested.
What do you
I've
think?
heard Haley Wickenheiser potentially.
I think it should be Old Man Spessa.
The poll question does make sense.
Probably
should the Leafs rebuild or retool? Yes. No. Who cares? 45% says yes. 55% says who cares. Go ahead, Lane.
Jacob, what do you mean to rebuild or retool? Yes or no? How can a ALB be a yes or no answer?
Should the Leafs rebuild or retool? Well,
yeah, but it could be one or the other. Yes,
it should rebuild. Sorry, you're right. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to end the pool.
Yeah.
But yes, they should rebuild. I meant no, they should retool.
Glamor's hard.
Anyways, it's difficult doing 15,000 things at once. Go ahead, Lane.
Well, I'm here now, but what I've been hearing, I don't know if this is true, just what I've been hearing based off the shows I've been watching she's definitely not watching. I guarantee it. Episode. What I've been hearing basically is that I think they want Doug Armstrong to be the president so that Keith Pelly can go do what he's got to do. Because, again, this is something I think I brought up on the show before, and it's actually a good point about Keith Pelly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good to have somebody who's ahead of MLSC and also head of the Leafs, right? Because Keith Pelly has to do the Argos. He's got to do the Leafs. He's got to do
Raptors.
The Raptors. He's got to do the Toronto 905. He might have to do the
Maurice.
Blue Jays someday, depending if that deal goes through.
Whiting is hard.
So they're going to need somebody to actually be in charge of the Leafs. And I think, and the name I keep hearing, and I'm not a big fan of him personally because
Good night, Gary.
Thank you. Have a good night from Sweden. Sorry I didn't cut you off, but thank you so much for joining us from Sweden, and looking forward to have you back on every time.
Seriously, good night, Gary. Thanks for coming on the show. I usually on here, but I can't be on camera. But I'm usually on here, so hope people see you soon. But as I was saying, the thing I've been hearing is that I think they want like a guy like Doug Armstrong. And again, I kind of look at him as another Brad Living, where it's like he's another guy who's kind of old in his way.
Ooh,
he's in on everything, but in on nothing at the same time. He does make some bold decisions sometimes with those like sign and trades. But other than that, I don't really think Doug Armstrong has done a lot in the last years as a St. Louis Blues owner. He's kind of been a team that, kind of mid. They kind of missed the playoffs miss the playoffs, make the playoffs boat every year. I'm not a big fan of him, but I hear they want to make him the president and then let him kind of ride the ship and be the Leafs guy for hockey instead of it being Keith Pelly, who can't even pronounce people's names right and doesn't even know who's on his own roster. Like that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Like I don't care what you say, that crap was embarrassing. How do you not even you're the head of MLSE and you don't even know who's on your roster? What the?
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was pretty crazy.
You literally signed
we do have some suggestions in the comments. We're saying
Pronger.
Hire Pronger.
I see Lane's point too, though.
Bassinet is a tool. Thinking of tools. I'm not a fan of Bassinet at all.
I like him.
I've heard rumors about Jason
He's
Spezza.
not leaving.
I don't love the idea of Jason Spezza. I think you need a guy with more experience to try to fix this crap.
Well, apparently Spezza does do a lot of the everyday GM responsibilities and kind of Dubas watch over. But I don't think Spezza's going to leave Dubas because Dubas and Spezza seem to be like stepbrothers. Like I don't know what it is, but yeah. I don't think he's leaving them.
Hey, Mark, great friend of mine. Hello, welcome. We went to school back in the day.
You know what's funny? I have said this so many times, and I believe it's true.
Until 90% of tickets stop being sold at crazy premium business, nothing will change. Why would they want to win? They get paid regardless. The only thing I will say, Mark, every playoff series they don't get to, they are losing millions of dollars. That's the only
number.
But I do agree with you to a point.
I mean, this is so long ago. It was Arco and Toronto Star. I remember it was Arco and Toronto Star when I went to high school back around 2003, 2004. And it said, well, every round of playoffs the Leafs miss, they are losing about 10 million USD per round. That was back 20 years ago. Now you factor in inflation and how much money, monopoly money, it's worth in the comedy.
The dollar was better back then.
It's probably more 25 million they're losing.
Maybe not because the dollar's so bad. You don't even know how much they're really losing at this point.
That's why I said USD, Lane, the 10 million US. Right? They convert US. They're probably losing about 25 million.
Bergevin might be good. I think that'd be a really interesting pick.
They make 25 million blowing their nose. I don't think they really care.
I think they do personally. If you're a business, Bassinet is smelly, stinky businessman. I don't trust him. Yeah, I mean, guys, let's be honest. There's no way in hell he's a GM. FanDuel is just doing that so people will waste their money on betting. I think it's Bassinet's funny option there. That's what I mean, Brandon. I gotta agree with you 100%. Another comment
be the GM
in Toronto would be interesting. He can retool.
Lane Dashko.
There you go, Lane. You can be it.
Gladly.
They should get the Hunters from London. The Hunters are leaving London.
No, we tried this before. No.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brendan. That presser is terrible. But it's basically just saying we suck because Montreal and Buffalo are good.
That was so weird.
We didn't see Montreal, the hottest, youngest team.
And I swear to God, Jacob must have been in the room because they were talking CFL during that press conference.
Gargles.
Yes, literally.
But it's an interesting comment here I got to get back to. And there's some other comments too about Matthews, but I think this is an interesting one about the Leafs core. Problem is none of them were real leaders. I mean, I think that's why I've argued the Tavares signing was a disaster. You brought him in to be a leader, and he just isn't. But no grit, great skill, no grit, bad recipe long term. You know what? I think that's a pretty fair assessment of the Leafs' last 10 years. Really skilled, but they just didn't have the guy that would go out there and lead the ship. They didn't have like a DJ Smith or a Jerome McGinley or a Ryan Smith or a Vincent LeCavier or Sasha Barkov or Victor Hedman. They just didn't have that like true leader. $13.5 million for $30 guy. Remember, he scored 60 and 50 multiple times, but yeah, last couple of years he's been on pace for about 44. He's always been more than a 30 goal guy per season on pace for. Green Matthews is not a captain. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. There's a lot of comments we got to get back.
No problem. We love all the comments.
Matthews robbed of a couple 50-goal seasons due to yeah, that's what I was saying as well, Brendan.
That's a good point.
He's almost 30 now, though, bro.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I mentioned in an episode here a while back. I'll mention it again just quickly here. I also talk about a prime example of his leadership is Chris Clark, okay? When Crosby and Ovechkin came in the league at the same time, Crosby got captain pretty much right away, which he deserved. So Washington wanted to give it to Ovechkin. Ovi said, no, I am not ready to be a captain of any NHL team yet. So they got this fourth-liner guy from Calgary named Chris Clark, named him the captain. He had a 30-goal season in Washington, and he taught Ovechkin how to be a captain. And that's what this Leaf team is missing. They're missing, and I said that this offseason. You know, every year the Maple Leafs had a Mark Giordano, a Jason Spezza, a Patrick Morrow, a Joe Thornton, a Juan Hainsey, a Nick Foligno. The list goes on and on.
Nick Foligno was a disaster.
Okay, I get it didn't work. What I mean is they had veteran Max Pacioretty, Ryan Reeves, whoever. They had these veteran leaderships. And this year, they had the cap space, and they did not get it done.
The veteran leaderships never worked, though, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. They get
but further what we are now.
Who cares?
Dan, I got to be honest, and I can't believe I'm saying this. If you didn't have your veteran leaders, if you didn't have your two veteran leaders last year, I hate to say it, even though we don't need it, we still might have Mitch Marner on the team. If it wasn't for Ryan Reeves and Max Pacioretty telling you,
I'm okay with Marner gone.
I know that, but you're saying you want veteran leadership. So all they do is come talk crap and say and tell all the players to go leave and go play somewhere else.
They were two bad examples, those two.
I do agree with you, Funfish here, Dan. So I do want to get some more comments here. Morgan should have had the captain. I wouldn't say many Leaf players are captain worthy. I always thought Morgan Riley should have been the captain.
Sure.
But even I've said it when they did it. Getting John Tavares is what killed the rebuild because 100%. They jumped ahead too quick.
I just think I gave him too much money.
The Leafs in 93 showed how much money a winning team could make. Every city was filled with Leaf jerseys around the world. That is very true. Yeah. There are still people. I would say the same thing about the early 2000s Leafs as well.
Yeah.
I feel like this era of the Leafs never really had that team. Like, say what you want about the Jays this year, but everyone will be talking about the Jays of last year, 30, 40 years from now, as the team.
Yeah. I just want to add too. I see a comment, the M112 on Jacob's 5-3. I believe the M112 is a supercharger, if I'm not mistaken. So a supercharger on Jacob's 5.3 would be amazing.
JT is a lifeless robot, almost like Matthews nowadays.
I mean, kind of have to be.
Yeah.
John Tavares, I will give him this. At least I feel on the ice he hasn't given up yet.
No, he hasn't.
He's still playing hard, in my opinion.
I think he's playing hard too because I think he's the one guy, if they're rebuilding, and still wants to be here.
And I agree with this comment here. The Leafs obviously made a lot of bad decisions in critical moments. As soon as I heard about the Tavares signing, my brain's like, "Oops, they need a D-man, not a slow center." And I think this is the
why
big
did you sign Alex Pietrangelo at the time? You literally had Alex Pietrangelo.
Yeah, literally.
There was your guy to go play with Morgan Riley, and you were just
I think. Well, no, remember they went and got Jake Muzzin, then he had all those freak injuries. But I think the difference is
Jacob.
No, hold on, Lane. I think the difference is you look at Montreal; they have never tried to jump the gun on the rebuild. even this year, this was the year I thought they would jump the gun and go get a Bobrovsky or go and get a Bobby McMahon or something. But they're like, no, we're going to stay the course. We are not trading our young prospects because we believe in what we've built. Toronto made the playoffs 1 year and then completely jumped the course. And it's been a whole bunch of mediocrity ever since, like great season success, mediocrity, playoff success. So that's more what it's came down to. But go ahead, Lane.
I was going to say, no, the year that they signed Tavares, Alex Pietrangelo at the time was also a free agent. You could have, at the time, if you look when that deal was signed, with whatever deal he signed, he's gone on to have great seasons. He was a number 1 D at the time.
Yeah,
probably around the same age as Tavares at the time. Went on and had fantastic seasons. That's a guy you could have. We've all cried about, and I'm not really supporting Morgan Riley at the time. That was the guy, in my opinion. If you were going to jump or rebuild, you go get a guy like Alex Pietrangelo to bolster your defense. That way, you have it. You had it up front. That you had it. You would have had Willie. You still would have had Willie Matthews and Marner, and then on the back end, you would have had Morgan Riley, Alex Pietrangelo. You would have had more depth.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't see why would
our question too from Brandon. Yeah, Pietrangelo didn't even want to be here.
He did talk about it.
They went and got Jake Muzzin. Jake Muzzin at the time was the best defenseman on the market. He was when they went and got him.
No, I get that, but I get Lane's point.
I get your point, Lane. I just don't think they should have signed Pietrangelo or Tavares. I think they just should have stayed the course.
One in St. Louis, one in St. Louis, one in Vegas. And let's be honest here, no one wants to talk about this. But John Tavares was technically the second option because a year before we signed John Tavares, Steven Stamkos was a free agent. We offered Stamkos everything under the sun, and he chose to stay in Tampa. Now, if you go back in history, imagine if Stamkos signed her instead, would things be different? I don't know.
Nope, same problem. You dropped the gun on the rebuild. But
I love JT, though. I still think he was worth $11 million, but I do love him.
Good point from JP Power. Another 30 goals.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, he's great.
But I do want to come back to a comment.
He'd be a great third line center if they can actually get a second. JT will be a great third line center, but they need a real second line center, in my opinion.
But I want to jump back to
David 30 goals isn't a second line center.
Didn't say that. I'm just saying we literally talked about. If you guys remember back before this season even started, you guys told me when I said John Tavares is going to play second line center. You, Adam, and Dan all looked at me like I was crazy. Like there's no way this guy's going to play second line center. And I said they probably will because they didn't get one and they didn't get someone to fill those shoes. And I think John Tavares would be a fantastic third line center. He's going to put in if they play him like you can still play the minutes, but if he plays against guys that are a little bit weaker in talent, and you have the top two with Matthews and someone who can actually play the second line center and can contribute there. You get 3 centers down the middle, like you're actually talking. I think they tried to do it, but they just didn't. They never found the guy to finish that role, so they had to put a Tavares who's a little bit slower and a little bit older in that role, and he still had a good season. But I'm just saying, imagine what he could have done with someone a little bit like if they had one guy a little bit better, like you said, Dan. One guy could have been all it took to get this team. It could have been one guy is different from being in the bottom to making the playoffs, right?
Yeah. No, great point, Lane. But just sorry, Jacob, to get back there about your off-topic thing about I think it was Jays where you had them.
Yeah, because I mean, I do want to talk some Jays.
Yeah.
And it was about Ohtani being moved to Wednesday, and I'm going to say this personally: I don't think they wanted Ohtani and Scherzer going head-to-head in the pitching mound.
Why not?
I think that's a psychological thing. I think they want to give Ohtani potentially the easier head-to-head starting mound. But when we speak about the Jays, there's something we really got to talk about. And I think you talk about the Jays, and I think this is your biggest problem right here. So Blue Jays bullpen, Little was allowed 13 runs. The rest in total, the bullpen has allowed 17.
Yeah.
This guy cannot be in the MLB anymore.
No.
There's no and ifs or buts about it.
No.
I agree.
He is not a Major League Baseball pitcher.
Totally agree. Gas.
He is between him and there was another comment, excuse me, about Hyman. And it's just not. Sorry, I gotta grab a drink of water first.
It's all good.
No problem, Jacob. But
I don't know.
Totally agree. But
I don't know. I just look at him like, okay, yeah, you're right. Little's atrocious, but at some point, the bullpen's not going to be that electric either, right? Like
true.
You can leave like Little. Okay, what Little's doing is atrocious and just gross and he shouldn't be there. That's not even a question. I'm not even questioning that. But what I want to know is how hot you expect this bullpen to be, right? Like,
I have the answer for that, you, Mr. Daskell, about your bullpen. Your bullpen is going to be fine. I'll tell you why. Because right now,
but eventually you're going to have runs too.
Yeah, but you're going to get more guys in the bullpen because you say, Savas will be back and Bieber will be back, and then two of your starting pitchers will move to the bullpen. So I think your bullpen will continue to be just as good because they're just going to get stronger as the year goes on.
And to be honest, I think there's something we don't know about this rotation. I think there's something we don't know about. The fact that they signed a guy like Patrick Corbin, who's not even like that good, speaks to me that there's something really wrong with this starting rotation that we don't know. And they want to tell us.
I did some research about that signing. A little fun fact that I didn't know. He is really good buddies with Mad Max. In fact, he's neighbors with Mad Max down in Florida. And when we're talking, because they played with each other and when they won the MLB Champions World Series in 2019.
Love Braden Fisher. He's amazing.
Yeah, Fisher's incredible, right? But
Fisher's incredible.
Mad Max talk about bringing this pitcher in just to help with leadership and
he's my closer in my opinion.
House, all that kind of thing, right? And so I think it was a good signing when I did some more research into it. At first I was like, what? But the more I did, like, yeah.
I don't know, Dan. Just for I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think this team, I could be wrong. And maybe I am wrong because I tend to be the guy who's over dramatic. But I really feel like this Jays team was built to beat teams 1-2-0. That's how I look at it. This team is a defensive paralysis team, right? You have Kirk, he's an average. All these guys you have, I think, are good hitters, but they're not all-star hitters. I mean, Vladdy's the only guy I look at who's an all-star hitter who's right now underperforming. But I look at Barger. Barger, until the playoffs, was never really a big average guy. He got hot in the playoffs. Yeah, but his average was okay. And it was never plus 300.
No, it's about 270, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm saying 20. You got guys Ernie Clement's pretty good. I would give him credit. Yep. But true, Kirk is, but he's hot and cold. Kirk's very hot and cold. He gets hot, then he gets cold. I'm just saying, I look at this team, and maybe I'm wrong. I look at this team as a team that's built to play really good defense, pitch really well, and try to win games 3-0.
Don't forget, Lane. You still got the possibility of making more moves throughout the season and at the trade deadline, right? I do like your point, though, about getting a hitter with the 300-plus average. That's what we lost with Bo Bichette, right? So I think you may need that in the lineup. Whether if that's going to be Ohtani or Sanchez, who we don't really know yet if they are that capable. But I think further down the road, when it comes to trade deadline, you're going to grab a 300 average on base type of hitter.
Okay. I'm just looking it up now. It says his overall record over the last 6 seasons is 267.
Who was that?
Alejandro Kirk. That's his batting average over the last 5 years.
Yeah, he wasn't an aggressive hitter until about a year or two ago. Then he really stepped it up. His first few years.
I say he's bad. I actually like Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. But
I'm just looking, what's the
Sorry, guys, my throat's all good now. I'm going to jump back in and I'm going to interject a little bit here. Lane, no offense, I disagree with you quite a bit. I think this team's got plenty of pitching. I think that, pitching. Well, you did. You said the bullpen's no good, and I think the bullpen is good. I think that's not
what I said. You misheard what I said. What I said was, how long do you expect this bullpen to not give up runs? I'm just saying. Yeah, I didn't say they weren't good. I just said how. You look at Fisher's got no runs. This guy's got no runs. This guy's got no runs. How often do you expect that to keep? Eventually, these guys are going to go in and give up runs, and if the team's not hitting and not putting up runs, you can't just keep having starters get 12 strikeouts, and only get 1 run. Like that's not a recipe for success, bro.
That's not what I was saying either. You didn't even give me a chance to speak there.
Sorry.
But no, it's like the pitching has been, if you went into a season and one was going to struggle, it's actually almost better that it's the bats, because the bats will wake up. If you went in, you were losing every game 9-7 and you just couldn't get pitching to save your life, you'd be in a lot of trouble. You have a good starting 5. Lawler is going to be the one that moves into the bullpen. I think we saw Estrada can easily be a 3-4 inning guy and play really well. Ohtani has had hits in every game except one to start the year. I don't know if Heineman can play a game anytime soon after the last 2 disasters. I'm not even just going to say because I think he's going to do it every night. I think for a mental health reason, he needs to be off the field for a couple days. But I'm not as concerned about this Jays team as you are, because I feel the pieces are there. It's just not all clicking. When you're talking about above average hitters, Kirk is an above average in MLB now is between a 225 and a 230 batting average.
That's not true. It's a 280, 290. I just looked it up.
Okay, then I don't know. Never mind.
It says elite is 300. Good is 280 to 299. Average is 250 to 279. And below average is 250.
No idea where you're reading that, because it's always been 250 to 230 has been above average, but it's what I've always seen, but it doesn't matter. But who knows? Hopefully the Jays will get it going. What do you think, Dan? Be the tiebreaker.
Yeah, your factor for 500 now is a little concerning, but like I said, my concern's gone up from a 2 to a 3. But like what I said earlier in another episode, we're 8 games in out of 162 game season. So technically in hockey, you're panicking. It's 8 games in, and the 82 game season is about 10% through the year. We're not even 5% way through the year quite yet, and we're at 500. We're in a much better position at this point in the year now than where we were last year. Last year at this point, we still had all the question marks about Vladdy and Bo Bissett. Now we know those answers, right? We had the question about Mad Max. We had, will he ever play again? Now we know he is going to play. And now we got the veteran experience of going to a World Series under these young guys' belts. I think we're in a much better position where we were last year. So I'm not panicking quite yet. My eyebrows are raising a bit, but I'm not panicking.
I agree with you, Brendan. Personally, I would say Kirk is an above-average hitter. He's one of the best batting catchers in the entire league.
I think Kirk's above that.
And I would also, what I'm trying to get at too is, like, you looked at the last loss today. The loss today was off Little and Hyman. Right? Realistically, the Jays should have won that game. I think the Jays, in a lot of ways, outplayed the White Sox. They got good defensive plays. They got timely hits. If Springer can just get his bat going, who I would argue, again, is an above-average hitter, and Schneider can accept that Little, at least at the moment, cannot be an MLB pitcher and needs to be sent down to the minors, I think this team will figure it out. If the White Sox sweep, rush, we play the Dodgers, that's definitely a disaster. I think it's too early to say if it's a disaster or not. As Dan was saying, the MLB season is so long that I don't necessarily feel you can say a season is over this early in the year. I do get where you're coming from, Lane. People like Funfish, I get what you're saying. I just personally don't agree. I've seen a lot of things I like from this Jays team. It's not like they're being blown out every game. And I think that at least these are non-divisional games. To be honest, the game against the Dodgers, to me, that series doesn't mean any more than any other series.
Right.
It's a non-divisional series. Wait until they start playing the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Orioles. Those are series that matter. And if you win those series, then all of a sudden these series against the Rockies and the White Sox don't really matter anymore. That's all I'm getting at. But go ahead, Dan.
Fair enough.
Jays do beat themselves the last 2 games. I do agree with you, Funfish. I don't necessarily feel the White Sox beat the Jays. I feel the Jays beat the Jays.
Oh, yeah, like
if they can clean up those mistakes, I think they're fine. I think they win that game. Heineman doesn't think that he has Yao Ming at third base.
I don't know why you did that.
And I don't think Heinen. I don't think I actually really hope Heinen doesn't play tomorrow or today. Is it after midnight? No, it's not yet. So tomorrow. Yankees won tonight, 7-1. Yankees, if you looked last year, they'd win 8, then lose 8. I mean, everyone went on.
Yankees usually start the year hot, then die in the middle, then ramp up.
Yeah,
in the end,
the Jays usually start slow and pick it up in the middle.
Right.
So time will tell. I don't know. I just, again, until we see some more divisional games, I'm just not as concerned yet.
That's how I feel too.
As maybe other people are. But I also get the concern. You don't want to be like the Leafs when we keep saying there's time. But next thing you know, the season.
I was guilty of that this year.
And I was guilty of that with the Argos. I mean, I think the difference though between the Argos and the Jays got to the World Series last year. The Argos have won two championships in the last 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
The Leafs haven't won since 67.
6-7.
Right, and that's kind of the difference.
For sure. I just want to say, like with Lane, even though I disagree with you, I don't think you're crazy because I've seen a lot of other people saying what you're saying. I'm just not feeling it yet.
I'm just concerned a little bit.
I hear you, but I'm not yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I get some concern, but like, for example, I mean, everyone was freaking out about Yamamoto the way he played 2 games ago, and then today he played great.
Yeah,
some beautiful defensive plays, made good contact with the bat all night. The Jays' exit velocity off their bat was 91 miles an hour yesterday or today. Sorry, those should turn into hits.
Yeah,
they were just. I mean, the third baseman for the White Sox were played out of his mind.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. And you can play a good game and still lose. Like, and I don't think the Jays are necessarily playing terrible. I think they're just making 1 or 2 critical errors. And I think Heinenen's I think he needs a break. I don't think he's used to playing this many games in a row. And I think the backup's got to go in tomorrow. And I think you almost got to start doing them 1-1-1-1-1, or maybe give Heinen a couple games off. He just doesn't look, because at least your backup catcher is used to playing every night. Go ahead, Lane.
I think the guy they said he's like from Venezuela, apparently he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good in Buffalo. So really exciting to see him come up to the big leagues for sure. He's not from Venezuela, he's from Mexico. But
I still honestly, for what I think the Jays really need, and something I don't think they got, I don't know why they didn't get it. I said it before. I still think they need one outfielder besides Springer that can hit like bombs. In my opinion, they need a power.
Yeah, Springer's been weak so far.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying they need another guy like a Springer who can go up there. They got Sanchez, so I mean, I guess that's kind of your guy. But I just mean more consistent, like more of an all-star.
For sure, yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think though you necessarily, but that's not the way the Jays have done it in the last few years. I think they built around all-stars. Like last year, it was everybody eats, right? And I still think they can have success by doing that. And before you guys go, well, they had Bo Bichette. They didn't for the majority of the playoffs. And Bo Bichette to start the year has been absolutely terrible. I don't think Springer's going to continue to bat at a 100 batting average.
No.
Right? And Vladdy, you got to look. He got a home run today. He had a really deep shot that wasn't a home run. Again, his velocity was over 90 miles an hour on contact. The Jays are doing a lot of right things. Clean up a couple of little things. I think this team's fine.
100%.
Again, if we're still saying this a month from now, then there's a problem. A month from now, we still haven't cleaned up the issues. But let's see how they do against the White Sox tomorrow. I mean, it should be Eric Lauer starting there. He had a really good outing in his first game of the year. I'm confident that he's going to play well. Well, hopefully he took lots of Buckleys and he's feeling good.
Yeah.
I mean, the athletes can heal a lot faster the weekend. There's no denying that.
Vladdy could have had 2 home runs today. Absolutely. Yeah,
I agree with
that. The bright side is Vladdy hit the ball deep today. He did hit them.
That's
deep.
Nice to see. That's definitely a huge bright side.
And Funfish, I'm talking last year. I guess what I mean by that is I have more faith in a team to turn it around that has done it recently than a team that's never done it. It's like the Buffalo Sabres, for example. Everyone kept saying, when is this team going to crash and burn? And then they didn't. Pretty much the whole regular season, once they got hot, they stayed hot.
Right.
Versus the Tampa Bay Lightning, when they were hot, no one was saying, well, when are they going to crash and burn? Because they've been there, done that. It's just, I get you can't let the past define you, but you also don't hire a chef blindly without knowing what their cooking history is.
Gotta say, we have the same record as the New York Mets right now.
I'm not super worried. But
Jacob, okay, so I don't know if you heard this when you were gone, because I know you were struggling with your breathing. But I said I think what scares me, maybe I'm just being a worry ward, is that I think there's something deeper with this pitching that they're just not telling us about. Like the fact that they went and got somebody, and I think like there's something like I don't know how far out Bieber is, I don't know how far out your Savage is. They say they're this, but then they go sign a guy. I'm like, so how worried are you about your starting?
Can I tell you why they signed a guy?
Tell me why.
Because Pond's got injured. One in, one out.
I don't think he's coming back.
I'm not trying to. I think, and I'm not criticizing you. It's what a lot of sports fans do. I think you're reading into it too much. One guy got hurt. He's out long term. Your Savage is pitching right now. Yeah, it's rehab stints, but he's pitching right now. He can't be. I don't think he's months away and playing in ball games.
Well, you never know. Chad Kelly practiced last year.
Okay, but Chad Kelly when Chad Kelly practiced, he never did a complete full practice week that entire season.
I'm just saying he's never.
But I'm just saying he never. I
get what he's saying.
No, he never completed a full week of practice the entire season. Okay. Your Savage pitched in a game. Yeah, it was single A, but it's still a game.
True. Yeah.
That's the difference. So I don't think Bieber is not close because he's not pitching.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a pitcher got hurt. You're missing guys. You want to bring in some experience. You went and got a guy of experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents on it.
Fair enough.
But I do get why, Lane, you would think that, though.
I had another theory, but I wasn't able to. Sorry, I was in the car when I was at work today. I had another theory and I heard Adam say it, so I wanted to actually come up and ask when he said it. But do you think that maybe on an off day, if they could, get it for him, that it would be good for Okamoto to go down to AAA and let him kind of have a free reign on the challenges, try to get used to the whole ABS system or some of the more fundamental rules of the MLB?
Yakamoto is not a AAA ball player.
I didn't say he was.
Season was for.
I didn't say he was. I said, do you think it would be beneficial of him to go down there for one day so he could kind of challenge some balls and strike, get used to the whole rules and stuff?
Not at all. He's got to learn it at an MLB pace. I think learning it in AAA, that's like saying if Austin Matthews isn't. That's like saying if Matthews is on a scoring drill, they should send him down to the Marlies.
No, but he's in a whole different country, and if he's struggling with some of the
You're saying he's struggling. He's been one of the better hitters for the team this year.
Did he get a hit today?
Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah. Great
one
game
without a hit this whole year. One game.
Great defensively, too.
I feel, if anything, I think the expectations of this guy are insane. You're expecting him to be like the Aaron Judge at batting, and then like
$50 million player.
He's batting around an average from MLB guy. I don't know. I've
been happy with him.
JB Power, I apologize if your connection's cutting in and out. I mean, we're showing full bars on our stream. So I apologize, JP Power, if you're having some issues. Maybe you got to do the old unplug the internet router and plug it back in. Who knows?
I do work, actually, Funfish. I guess what they call a gig driver. That's the professional term for me. I was very busy today. Oh, my goodness.
Well, and you are also OJHL play-by-play commentator.
That's the job I would rather have.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
But I would say on that, I think but before we go, we did say we were going to look at the playoff picture. So let's take a gander. Yeah, Uber driver, basically, Funfish. Food delivery, people delivery. Lane will bring you a taco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me know, Funfish, when and where. I'll bring your groceries for you.
I think Saskatchewan, I think he's out of.
So, okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe I'm not going to Saskatchewan.
When we take a look at the standings here, this is where things get interesting. All of a sudden, Vancouver. Montreal has just jumped Buffalo for home ice.
Love Vancouver.
And they still have a shot of potentially jumping Tampa for first in the Atlantic.
Wow.
Man, it's so razor thin tight, man.
It's crazy right now.
Nuts,
it's anyone's game for the top, and Montreal 9-1 in their last 10.
Crazy.
Montreal has found a way to win a lot of games. You have the Metro, which I think is pretty much, I think the way it sits now is the way it'll finish. I personally think we're going to see Carolina first, Pittsburgh second, New York third.
Washington's going to be at 89 points tonight, though, Jacob, if they win. It hasn't kicked in yet.
I don't think I think Washington will fall apart. I think the Islanders are going to find a way to get in. Same with Columbus. I just don't think Columbus has it either. That's my 2 cents, though. But I mean, it would be crazy if Washington trades Carlson and then makes the playoffs, and it's like, oops.
Whoops.
But the wild card's where it gets really interesting. So you have the Senators, Red Wings, Flyers, and Blue Jackets all tied.
And the Capitals there too.
Well, and the Capitals are, if they win, they would.
Sorry, they did get the points already. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's okay. So the Capitals are only 1 point behind wild card. Even if they tied the Islanders have more regulation wins. So therefore, you would the Islanders would be ahead. So the playoffs in the East, I think Boston is I think they're chilling, pretty safe. I think they'd have to lose out, and I don't think they will, unfortunately. I'd love to see them lose out. But I think you have 2 playoff spots available, basically, although I think the Islanders will hold on to the Metro. That's just my gut feeling. But I think you have the 3rd spot in the Metro and the last wild card spot, and you have about 5 teams that could realistically get it.
What do you think the minimum? Here's a good question while we're looking at it. What do you think is going to be like the minimum amount of points you have to make? Like, what do you think is going to be the floor? Like, based on what we got left.
Ends are pretty good in that category. I think it's going to be like 98 points this year. I think you got to hit like high 90s. Yeah, 98 points.
I can even see. You think about it. There's still like some teams still have like 7 games left.
Like,
yeah, I'm gonna say 100. I think you need.
I know Jacob said that number too, 100. I think it's going to be 98, but we'll see. We're very close either way.
It'll be high 90s, low 100s for sure.
Now, before we move on to the West, Jacob, I do have my Gasso ass. I couldn't get out earlier, so now we're back to hockey. Let me say my Gasso ass.
Okay.
Oh, you don't.
We've been talking a long time about we Bills, so we too hopefully Maple Leafs. We've been talking a long time Montreal being the best Canadian team in Canada. We talked about how good Winnipeg's doing. We talked about, Lakely anyway. We talked about what a disaster Calgary and Vancouver are and what a mishap Edmonton is. However, we don't talk about Ottawa that much. So my gas will ask, if Ottawa misses the playoffs this year, which unfortunately looks like may happen, Gasso ass, feel good with it, Brady Tkachuk. I'm saying gas. Brady is gone and not the captain if we don't make the playoffs.
I will say this. If they are smart, it's gas, but I don't think they are, so I think it's ass. I think they will keep Tkachuk. I think they will keep Tkachuk. They will lose him in free agency when his contract ends for nothing, and he'll go to Florida.
Ooh, ouch.
Lane?
How much longer is his contract? Just curious.
That's a great question. It's a question I don't know the answer to, but just for you, I'll look it up. But what do you think, Lane? Gas or ass?
I'm going to say ass because I do think this team. I told you, I think teams that make the playoffs will find a way in. I do think this team will find a way. I think there's got to be one team that made the playoffs last year, besides like 2 that are going to find a way to make the playoffs. And I just think this is a team that's just going to find a way.
Gas.
We have gas here. They were talking about this Tkachuk stuff on the Montreal podcast.
It's just
also Dan stealing content.
I agree. Brady definitely going with Matthew. By the way, Tkachuk's contract is done after the 27-28 season, so that's not that far away.
It's coming up in 26 now.
I think Ottawa. I think this team thinks that they can do something with the roster they have. Which I mean, potentially, I think if the goaltending situation was better than what it was this year, Ottawa's a really good team that's had really inconsistent goaltending. Maybe if they sign James Reimer sooner, or if Omar, unfortunately, didn't have the mental health problems, or people didn't make up rumors about him doing other people's wives. Ottawa has just been a crap show, unfortunately, this season. And
sad.
I think Brady Tkachuk, though, I think his days in Ottawa could be potentially numbered.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying ass.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying ass. I think they're gonna. I still think this team's going to find a way, even though I don't personally want to. But for my friend, I'll say that they're going to make it.
Interesting.
Oh, I've been saying for a while I think Ottawa will make the playoffs. But even if they do, if they go out first round, I think you could still have the same conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think you want progression, right? Like, I think Montreal, if they went out first round or not, which I'm not saying they're going to, before people start getting mad at me, if Montreal went out first round, I think you would still feel there's been progression because they had their first 100-point season. Fun fact for Montreal fans that might hurt, Carey Price finally had a teammate hit 100 points. Too bad he can't play because it was Macklin Celebrini this year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. What a career year.
The question is why his dad, a fully grown man, has to stay. Honestly, I think the Kachuk's are just trying to be the Kelseys.
Well, look at Domi, for example. Max Domi stat is a legend in Ty Domi. Ty Domi's not going out for a bad mouthing his mouth all the time. You know?
He is still, but not to the same extent.
Not the way
now you gotta remember though, Max Domi, he tried being an analyst on TV and that was a disaster.
That was Ty Domi, Jacob.
Yeah, Ty Domi, sorry.
But you know, the way the Kachuk's dad is, I can't not Matt. What's his name? Can't forget his name.
Keith Kachuk.
Thank you, Keith Kachuk. Thank you. Not the way Keith is, well, holy cow. I love James Weimer too. I know he got some flack for a little bit, but I like James Weimer.
How's it going, Anthony? Welcome back to the
Welcome back, Anthony.
Yeah. By the way, the Golden Knights are currently up 3-0 over the Oilers.
Oh, so that
with goals from Howden, Lawson, and Scissor. Carter Hart with 13 saves. Connor Ingram allowing 3 goals on 20 shots.
I think that basically means Vegas is making the playoffs now.
Well, it's only the second period, guys. Still plenty.
I know, but still.
Predators are also up 3-0 over the Sharks, which is huge for the Nashville Predators.
Big one.
And the Seattle Kraken are down 1-0 over the Chicago Blackhawks. And get this, Calgary is beating the Ducks 3-1.
Crazy.
The Pacific is the division that nobody wants to win.
I don't know what's going on with the Ducks. They were so hot, but then they were bad against the Leafs.
Speaking about those Ducks, let's take a look at the West.
Quack, quack.
And the West is where things, in my opinion, the West is more just like, will someone just finally try to make the playoffs besides of the Central? So
I've been loving watching these Jets, man.
Dallas will finish second. I'm very confident. Colorado will finish first. Minnesota will finish third. With this terrible playoff format, one of these teams will be eliminated in the first round, guaranteed. The Pacific, no one wants it. Edmonton has won 5 straight, but now they're currently losing 3-0 to Vegas. Anaheim has lost 2 straight, really struggling of late ever since that beatdown against the Leafs. And the wild card, this is where things get really interesting. So LA, with their win today, jumped ahead to take on the second wild card position. Crazy. However, whoever wins between Nashville and San Jose will then overtake the LA Kings because they will have more regulation wins and have played less games.
Right.
Don't forget the Winnipeg Jets with their big win are currently only 3 points out of a playoff spot. Yeah. Seattle is still only 6 points out. I think if they lose today, I will write them off.
Even St. Louis is only 5 points out.
St. Louis got a big win at points in 8 of their last 10. They are currently 5 points out. I personally look at these teams. I think Winnipeg is your best bet of a team that no one saw coming to find a way to get in. I think they have the top end talent and they have the goaltending. But I think personally, that final spot is probably a 3-horse race between the LA Kings, San Jose. I guess I'm going to say 4 actually. LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, Nashville Predators, and Winnipeg Jets. So what I want to ask you guys, out of those 4, Dan, I'll start with you. Who gets the playoff spot out of those 4?
Wow, great question. Very tough question. Maybe not most popular opinion here, but I think it's going to be the LA Kings. I think the Kings have to find a way to get in for Andre Kopitar's sake. We talked about this previously. I think Kopitar is the first ballot Hall of Famer player. Unfortunately, it's the end of his career. We're thinking, it's the end of his deal. I would love to see him come back for I don't know, like what John Tavares did, right? Like a $4 million contract year, but I don't think he's going to. You look at Drew Doughty. I know he's like getting points that he used to, but defensively, he's still a dominant defenseman. And it's so weird because I thought they were selling when they sold Corey Perry, but then they bought in Scotty Lawton and Panarin. Panarin has been amazing since that trade, getting 22 points in 21 games. I think it's going to be the LA Kings.
Anthony is saying the San Jose Sharks. Whoa. I will say if they get it, I think Celebrini should win the Hart, but he won't. Lane, 100%. Who do you think out of those teams?
Oh, the final spot. I'm going Winnipeg. I think they've been hot. I like the way the Winnipeg's been playing. I'm going Winnipeg.
Ooh, interesting.
I am also going the Winnipeg Jets. I think the Winnipeg Jets, I think the experience of Scheifele and Kyle Connor and Connor Hellebuyck will find a way to get themselves there. I think the LA Kings and the San Jose Sharks will fall just short, and I think the Predators will go on a bit of a losing streak to close out the year.
I gotta say quickly, with the San Jose Sharks comment, Celebrini's incredible, but the other piece we kind of forget about is that Micah Misa. He's been incredible. He's
I get it, but Celebrini, dude.
No, I know. I'm not saying they're comparable, but I'm saying Micah Misa has really stepped it up in the second half of the season. I gotta give him respect.
He has been good.
Get back to some comment sections, although we will be wrapping up soon for the night. I keep seeing rumors that the Panthers might give up their first round pick to Ottawa for Brady. I think they would do it. I don't think Ottawa would do it.
Yeah.
I think Ottawa's going to keep Brady Tkachuk until that contract runs out. Then he's going to go to Florida. And play
exactly.
And maybe Matthews will go to Florida too. I'm just kidding. I know Matthews. We all kind of agreed that Matthews would not be a great fit. You see, the Heat had 152 points versus the Wizards.
Holy cow! I did not see that. That's nuts.
If the Raptors and the Heat do play back to back next week, that's huge. Because the Raptors really want to try to avoid that play-in.
Right.
Have a good night, Ontario Secret.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
Will JT end his career with the Leafs? Or 100%. Continue? I don't think John Tavares wants to move. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I think he'll end his Leafs.
What do you think, Lane? John Tavares, is he ending his career as a Leaf, or is he going to ask to be traded if they decide to rebuild?
I think he'll stick around.
I think he will too.
That contract is too good. Yeah, he'll stick around.
It is time for us to end the show for the night. Good evening, Moors. Oh, we have a question getting in here last second. I have a question. Are the Mammoth given enough ahead of the wild card spot in the West, which the three teams below them can actually pass them a few games? I don't think anyone's catching the Mammoth. Even if LA caught the Mammoth, in theory, right? Then the Mammoth too have so many more regulation wins. I think the Mammoth are pretty much guaranteed.
Hey, you know what? I'm so excited to see the Mammoth make the playoffs. Big round of applause to them. Huge congratulations.
But they're not.
And this is just wrapping up to my point why Austin Matthews is going to go to Utah.
Dan really wants Austin Matthews in.
It's a perfect fit, bro.
Funfish, I'm sorry. Hey, the good thing is, Funfish, hopefully you're making time and a half tomorrow.
That's right, yeah. And just quick before we end, happy Easter to everyone and happy Passover to everyone. And just overall happy long weekend to everybody.
Absolutely. But on that bombshell, it is time we end for the night. I want to thank everyone for joining us at the Analyst Desk, where every day does, in fact, feel like game day. We appreciate all your comments, the viewers, the new subscribers, the shares. It all really helps our algorithm. So if you could like the video, we're up to 11 likes on YouTube and 3 on Facebook. Yeah, time and a half because it's Easter Sunday. I'm pretty sure it's a stat day. So double check. Depends on the day. But I do want to thank everyone for the subscribers and of course our loyal viewers as well. We just went up to 12 likes on Facebook, so thank you for the 12 like. On YouTube, so thank you for the 12 like. But again, thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, all the comments for great conversations. We appreciate it. But thank you very much, guys. We'll see you back very soon at the desk. I'm Jacob, the self-proclaimed sports analyst, driving Mr. More for your money.
Woo! Thank you to our new viewer from Sweden, worldwide, the Dex.
And Lane Dashing Dashko,
who's usually on camera and very dashing, but I couldn't be tonight. Sorry, guys.
But have a great night, everyone. We'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lane's waving.
I'm waving. I am waving.
I hope it's not his third hand. It's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show. It's the Analyst Desk. Yeah, in case you didn't know, it's the Analyst Desk. Welcome to the show where every day feels like game day, bro.